So I'm sitting here today with Josh Rackless.
Rackless.
I'm so sorry, I get it wrong every time.
But this way we get to discuss the name more so people will remember it.
Right. So Josh is the Green Party candidate for Eglinton-Lawrence for the upcoming election.
Yep.
And it strikes me that there's a really great opportunity for people that, a lot of people I think just don't know what it's like to get into politics. They don't know really what the opportunity is to benefit you. Or really just what the process is like at all. So I really thought it would be interesting to ask you a few questions about what the process was like for you and find out how it's been an experience for you. So my first question is, what I wanted to find out was, how did you first hear about the election upcoming that you could become the Green Party candidate?
Well, that was an interesting little thing of chance, I guess. I was sort of reading about the election and looking at what the parties were saying, and I was just like, I want to get in there this time and really help out. So I just made my Facebook status, enough of this crap, how do I run for MPP? Almost half jokingly. But then I got a call that day from someone from the Green Party who's on my Facebook friends list, and she said, "Are you serious?" And I'm like, "I think so." And she said, "I'll put you in touch with the woman who finds candidates for Ontario." And I talked to her, and then we discussed what riding still needed people and where I would feel most at home. And Eglinton-Lawrence is where I grew up. It's close to where I live now. And I thought this will be great, so let's do it. So then I still had to meet with the Riding Association president, and we talked, and there was some other people interested, but he really liked me, and he liked my vision and my, what I said to him, so we made it happen.
Awesome. You have never run for politics or political party before?
I have not. I ran for student council in university, but that's about it. And so it's been a big learning curve.
What did you learn specifically?
Well, I've learned how much work it is, really. I guess partly in my head I thought, I can contribute, I can help out. I already make a lot of social media videos and eco-comedy stuff, so I thought I can do it that way. But I've sort of learned, even from my father who ran for school trustee last year, he said, no, you can't be campaign manager and the candidate, it's just too much. And I also have a day job and everything, so there's a lot of stuff I probably would have wanted to do, and maybe I should have taken the month off work. And I've also learned how I could have used volunteers better. At the time I thought, no, I can do this all myself, I'll go to the debates, but even little things like, well, can you have somebody to go to the debate ahead of you and set up your flyers and maybe help you film it so that you're not doing everything. Maybe I should have had a volunteer coordinator to get the volunteers and call them and see what they could best help with. All of this stuff takes a lot of time, and I think a candidate's best use of time is to work on learning the policy, learning your vision, writing your speeches, and meeting with people, going door to door. All of this stuff is a full-time job on its own. So definitely I've learned how much work is involved and how I would have enlisted the help of others in a future campaign for sure.
And are you finding that you get a lot of exposure from this campaign, from the activities that you're participating in?
Yeah, partly it's how much exposure you want to try to get and what you're going to do. So I'm going to release a music video tonight, and hopefully that'll maybe get in the press. But even just by running, you do get inquiries from the media. So I've had somebody call from the Grid newspaper to interview me, a bunch of community newspapers, that kind of thing, blogs about the environment who wanted to talk to me about my policy. And then even there's been some interesting TV opportunities. There's the Rogers debate, so the All Candidates debate that I got to be on. And also TV Ontario was doing a show on journalists, and I've done some journalism, and now I'm running, so I was on a panel of women who were doing that. So there's even opportunities you might not have seen. So definitely it's a chance to get your message out in many different media.
And when the campaign's done and you're going back to your day job, do you think that they appreciate the effort that you put in? Do you think that it will be helpful to your career to have had this experience and to have it on your resume that you ran for?
Hard to say. I don't think my day job is as a copywriter at an ad agency, and I don't know. I think my work kind of just wants me doing my job, and And, you know, if I do side things, that's okay, but they don't want it interfering with the job. So I guess it depends on what your job is, whether that helps you or not. I think, I mean, there's other things that I'm interested in terms of getting into radio broadcasting. I've done some of that, or maybe having a TV show and acting. And I think the more things you can do that increase your profile this way and show that you're passionate about helping out and that you're eloquent and can speak to the public, it could definitely help in those areas. Yeah.
And if someone were thinking about trying to get into social media, maybe as working in social media and politics, what do you think, like, have you really learned a lot about social media just from this experience as well?
I don't know if I've learned a lot about it. I think I was using what I've learned to try to maximize my visibility. Like I wrote a song for Elizabeth May during the federal election that hit a cultural nerve, I think, and went viral, and instantly within a few days I was in all the press and the newspapers and TV and radio. So I've tried to also make sure that whatever I do, I'm filming it. If I'm at a debate, I'll film little clips and put it on Facebook, put it on Twitter to reach as many people as possible, because you can only get so many people in a room that can come to a debate, but if you can get it on the internet, then you can reach more people that way. So it's kind of using the skills I already had, I think. But I'm sure, so yeah, I think you would want to learn this stuff beforehand and then implement it. Campaign doesn't seem to be a great time to be learning how to do things. It's already busy enough, yeah.
It probably makes it a little bit more challenging for you, but you do have some people helping. I just met and was talking to your CFO.
Yeah, David is the man I originally met with, the writing president. He became my CFO, so he does the financial stuff. Sorry?
Battery's dead.
Okay, well let's switch to this camera. Sorry, she was using that camera. Now we're moving to this one.
Battery's dead. So we were talking about
why don't I
David,
keep looking
your
at
CFO.
you?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, David's been a great help, and
How did you meet him? How did you bring him in to help you in this campaign? Did you get him before you really started, or?
Well, he's the one that once I was talking to Helena, who's sort of in charge for the province of finding Green Party candidates, she said, well, Eglinton-Lawrence doesn't have anybody, I'll put you in touch with David, who's sort of the writing associations of the Green Party. So he helped with the federal election, and he was trying to find a candidate for this riding, and I don't think he hadn't found the right candidate yet, so she put me in touch with him, and so I met for coffee with him for a couple hours, and we talked, and then he liked me and recommended me to her. And then he's sort of helped me throughout. Like, what he explained to me was that you should get a campaign manager and stuff, and which is a huge job, I realize now. Like, a campaign manager would basically be doing everything for me, booking my appointments, dealing with the, reporter saying he can talk to you then. I would love a campaign manager for my life, actually.
Well, there's so much socializing that needs to go on when you're running.
And so having a campaign manager allows you, they can deal with all the administrative stuff for you, and then you can go out and be the candidate and meet with as many people as possible. He wasn't able to take on that role. He's just had a child. So he's helped me as much as he could. He's doing the financial stuff, getting a bank account. Even that was a big, getting signatures and everything for the campaign. But definitely in the future, I would want to, people have offered to volunteer, and I just haven't even been able. I needed a volunteer to figure out what the volunteers can do, so yeah. It's a lot of work.
It does. It takes time and effort, even just to bring in people to help.
Absolutely. Like, people email, they say I want to help, and then you got to even just call them. Yeah. You don't realize how much time all of this takes. Like, I've even gotten emails from people on different issues, like how do you feel about diabetes research? How do you feel about solar power? All these things, and even just to write responses would take a lot of time, so I'm going to have to be doing that the next couple of days as well, like getting back to a lot of people. So, yeah.
Oh gosh.
Even doing this interview, it's like, let's go.
It's a lot of work. I
have to do my song tonight, So, but it's definitely worth it. I love the fact that I've been at some of the debates, people have come up and said, hey, I saw you at the last debate, and then I rushed home and saw you on TV, and I think you're really funny and interesting, and thank you for bringing up these issues. And so, that's what I love to do, talk to people, see ways that I can help them. So it's very heartwarming, even just to see, because I've sort of been, I know what my political views are, I really care about the environment, social justice stuff, so I haven't really gone out to see candidate meetings before, because I'm like, well, I know what I believe in and who I should vote for, but to see the people that come out to these things at the school boards and at churches, and they ask the questions, and they say, how can you help me with this, or what do you feel about this, it's really, it almost makes me cry. It's so beautiful to see that people care. Well, no, I think it's beautiful. Yeah, it puts me on the spot in a bit, in a way, and then I'm like, oh, I don't know, what is the policy about this? But but people are so supportive. Like they,
Yeah.
you know, they want.
They really
they know
do
you're
care
done
about politics.
They care about politics. They care about their families and their lives, and they want to get involved, and they want to, you know, talk to you about what their needs are. And I
So
think it's
you
just-
have the sense that people really look at you as a human being and as a person rather than just a political.
Yeah, I mean that's the
Being.
sense I've had. I mean I know people in general talk about, oh yeah, politicians, they're all corrupt, or I don't want to vote for anyone.
I do.
Yeah, people like yourself. But yeah, I mean I've been very happy with the people I've met, and even the owner of this is the Mad Bean Cafe, and you and I were walking around. You introduced me to him. He's like, yeah, come and do anything you want. You know, hang out at my cafe, and I thought it's beautiful. Like, he wants to help out, and we're spending the afternoon here making handmade flyers. You know, cutting them out of.
Cereal boxes,
Cereal
pizza boxes.
pizza boxes to be more eco. I bought a stamp and everything, so you know, a great place to hang out, have an organic tea, and do that, right?
I think that there's a lot to be said for you demonstrating the activity of running for politics, for young people who have not spent their whole life following politics, and who, you know, they're living their lives. They've got jobs, and perhaps families, certainly careers that they're looking to build. But I think that I've found, for me, it's really difficult to find clear information about what the opportunity even is. It almost seems like a secret society to get into politics.
Well, that's the thing, and I consider myself fairly knowledgeable. I'm always doing environmental things or reading about politics and tweeting about it and stuff. But even I had no idea. Well, what's involved? How do you become a candidate, right? And until the Green Party called me, I was like, oh, so I've been learning the whole process. So definitely, hopefully, my experience can show people, yeah, it's not that mysterious. You know, if there's a party you believe in, contact them, see if you're able to run. Maybe start helping out the party now so they get to know you, and then go for it. Yeah, I mean, I'm an example of somebody who has a day job. I haven't run before. I don't know the machinations of the government machine necessarily, but I'm trying to help out and trying to make a difference. And I think I've been welcome at the debates. I mean, those are scary, right? You get up like Rocco Rossi and Mike Cole. They've been doing this for years. They know their speeches.
Exactly.
When I first went to the first debate, I saw them up there. And I thought I was like Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi going at it. They had this history and there's all this past and everything. And I'm like, whoa, how can I get involved? But in subsequent debates, I've realized, yeah, you know what? All you have to do is say what you believe in and your passions, and people will support that. So absolutely, people should get involved. And whether you're running as the candidate or whether you're helping out as a candidate, it's all just real people trying to make a difference. There isn't necessarily this mysterious world where, you know, you have to be an expert on this and understand everything, you know?
Well, I did contact all of the other candidates who are running in the Eglinton-Lawrence riding, and nobody got back to me. And nobody was as, I guess, inclusive as you were. But to me, it's not surprising to see that the Green Party candidate would be the most inclusive, would be the one that has the most sense of community starting, or that has the strongest ability to access social media tools and the communities there as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, you know, it's built into what the Green Party is about. I mean, first of all, it's about we're all about increasing community involvement in politics and getting individuals and grassroots movements and helping small local businesses and individuals and, you know, helping the environment. These are things that affect people personally, not necessarily corporations, because corporations aren't people. So yeah, I mean, the people who, like myself, who want to get involved in the Green Party are passionate about people, passionate about helping people, and I think in a way, because, you know, we talk about building a 21st century economy, we're a bit more modern, I think. Like, Mike Cole's great, he's been doing it for 40 years. I don't think he really even has a fan page on Facebook, right? Because it's like, that's not his thing. He's sort of...
He does.
It's not his own page. He's got I support Mike Cole kind of thing. I don't think, he's certainly not out tweeting. Oh, maybe he is. I don't know.
Everyone is on Twitter and on Facebook.
They are on Twitter. Yeah, Gertie's a nice guy.
But they're just not as... They haven't been as open to me. I'm just someone who knows nothing about politics.
Right.
Who happens to be blogging for the Star, and I tell them that up front. And my hope was, or maybe not even my hope, but I I was looking to see how they would respond and who would be more inclusive of this girl who knows nothing about politics, so probably can't sway anybody.
Right.
Except that I am blogging for the Star.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens.
for you,
and
yeah.
you were the only smart one who picked up on it.
Yeah, no, I know an opportunity when I see it. Like, yes, social media, girls going to follow me around and film. Yes, that's that. Well, yeah, but also, I do. Anybody who emails me or asks a question or is called, I feel like, wow, I want to help them. I want to talk to them. I'm not just like, oh, what can they do for me? This is why I'm doing this, because I love people. I really want to make a difference, and it just, I relish any chance to explain things to people or help them. So absolutely, thank you for approaching me, and I'm glad.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Just one last question. So with all the work that you've been putting in and all of the effort and all of the, I'm sure it's taken a toll on your job.
Yep.
And you're exhausted and tired from a very busy 5-6 weeks.
Has been little sleep.
Overall, are you happy that it's a great experience for you, or
Yeah.
is it sort of?
No, it's great. The only downside is that I regret I couldn't have done more. I didn't know ahead of time exactly how much would have been involved, and then maybe I would have taken the time off work. I regret I haven't met more people or been able to make more videos or reach more people.
I think everybody shares those.
Yeah. So, but I would
concerns, though.
definitely. I mean, even just going to the few debates that there were for the local area and just meeting people and sharing my vision. I think it's just so amazing that I was able to do that, and it's such a very beautiful experience. This whole thing. So I would definitely recommend it, and I definitely hope to do it again. And hopefully, I can even put more time and resources into it next time, and really maybe talk to every single 50,000. How many people in this riding? 30,000.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and talk to every single person and get it out there.
Yeah.
So
Perfect. Okay. Thank you.
thank you.